Sorry about that. I sat here fixing the border around the game to make sure I got everything. And then I looked at the time, wondering why the alarm hadn't gone off. I was like, what? But yeah, today I thought of replaying the Janthir story. Because to me, the new story releases at 6 p.m. Tomorrow. Or if it's 5 p.m. It's winter time. It's 5 p.m. I know my goddamn country's daylight savings hour. And because it's been so long since wait. November, December, Jan, February. It's been 4 months. So I have kinda-ish memory of what is going on. So there are a few things, however. One being that there's going to be a few characters that appeared in Secrets of the Obscure. I probably should have replayed that like all of last week, but bleh. I don't know what I'm doing half the time of my life. But I have all of the expansions, so there are characters that are gonna appear from every single expansion. Living World story. I guess Iceberg Saga counts as Living World. It counts as Season 5. Anyways, if you don't recognize some of the characters, I can't help you. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna set spoilers in case someone does not have Janthir and would like to play it themselves. Screw it, what the hell. Let's do... this. Even though the...
Welcome to the Guild Initiative headquarters. Come in. We'll get you registered.
Oh! Hi, Ember. I did not even catch that you were here. Okay, there we go. Show. Story. Janthir. Yeah, probably have to. Well, kind of replay depends on how the replay part works. Let's find out. Read mail. Scarty, son of Newt. Not inexperienced when it comes to facing unknown threats. None of us are anymore. Not really. When those demons arrived, they brought something even the elder dragons couldn't get to last for longer than a bonfire and a cold night. Peace. At least, conversations about peace. You've been invited to the Tyrian Alliance. I'll give you the details. Meet me in Holbrook, and we'll get to it. On a personal note, I haven't had the space to thank you for all you've done for our people. Look forward to meeting you. Holbrook. My bad. I thought I had to be here outside the... Ah, okay. Of course. Oopsie. Okay. Here. I need to learn to wait at least 3 minutes before I run off somewhere. Are you a new player or replayer? One of the two.
I want to respect his desires, but he has responsibility. If my brother shows his face,
You'll be the first to know. But mind you, my love, we're all healing in our own way.
a good reminder. When
I
we're done
need to-
here, this note is for Bram. Ah, good to see your face in these halls. A champion returned. Name's Scotty. We've likely met. I'm Newt's son.
Busy?
Very. But thank you for joining me on such short notice. I'll be prompt. My summoning you isn't without purpose. The Tyrian Alliance will begin soon.
You mentioned. I don't know what that is.
I imagine not, as I've been tasked with extending the invitation to you myself. You were personally elected. Be proud. The demons that terrorized us, they stirred something in the world, and not just fear, hope. Something we lacked. Leaders started talking. We've gotten more done in the last month than the last 20 years. Trade, rebuilding. Here's your invitation. One came for each of us this morning. The Alliance is meeting in Lion's Arch. I'd head there sooner rather than later.
See what I mean? I remembered meeting in Lion's Arch. I did not remember going to Scotty first. But, oh my god, he said 20 years. I need to count. How many years has it been since I did the personal story? Okay, so that started in 25. Personal story is all of 25. Okay. You. Also, why are you a continuing story? Whatever. You were all of... Okay, here starts 27. So that's 3 years. Four years? Here I think it was just something about 90-day campaign. So that's all of 28. 29. You start 30. So that's 6 years. That's 7. Eight, 9. Huh. 1334 has been jumped over. Okay, 10, 11. Okay, so all this, if I am counting it right, spans over 13 years. So he's probably talking about long before. I thought it was talking like in-game time. Okay, now Lion's Arch. Hit my mic when I was trying to adjust it. Prepare for a lot of talking. I'm gonna eat my food. Muting now.
Better be ale inside.
Hold it. Name?
Commander, over here.
That you are. Didn't recognize the face at first. Fought alongside you during Scarlet's attack. Go ahead. Don't mind me, just being cautious. A lot of big names in this building.
It's a big job. Malice, Anise. Heck of a party. No less cramped than any of Ash's hidden outposts.
Delegates and leaders are still arriving, but the turnout is impressive. My surprise is agreeable.
And nerve-wracking.
Everyone is comforted that you're joining us. You command quite a bit of respect here. Not all of us do the same.
I'm not too surprised. You're modest.
Save that irascible demeanor for negotiations, Imperator. Go on. Mingle. As soon as a few more arrive, we'll get started.
Commander, good to see you.
Quite the gathering.
Certainly beats interrogations and trial preparations.
Bangar?
Who else? We'll save that headache for opening remarks. I'm eager to put it behind us. Hasn't made things easy, though. The Dominion lives. Their numbers are just depleted.
Tails between their legs, no doubt.
Hello again. It is a genuine pleasure to see a familiar face in unfamiliar lands.
Welcome, Commander. I'm glad to finally have a meeting under less dire circumstances.
An empress and a queen. Dangerous combination.
Queen Jenna has been instrumental in Cantha's integration. I'm eager for these meetings to commence.
All I've done is make introductions.
With every trade organization and leader between the Shiver Peaks and the unending ocean. Such modesty. I'm hoping that today is productive, if not educational.
The latter, I can promise.
Kaith, how are you doing, old friend?
Commander, I'd heard you'd been invited. Glad to see you again.
Kaith is joining me as counsel. We've both a stake in seeing our people thrive after everything we've endured.
Sylvari resistance is the stuff of legend. How are you doing after Arene?
Some days are melancholy, but she still guides me. I'm needed by my people. That has given me purpose.
That they do. Kaith has been vital in our pursuit of healing. We've all experienced a bit of an identity crisis after Maguma. We're well on our way, but we've problems to solve for yet.
We should all follow in your footsteps.
Commander!
At last, the hero of Kragstead. You owe me a keg, Erson. No, make that 10.
Braham is representing Kragstead, acting as my own advisor.
You could do a hell of a lot worse. You could also do a lot better.
Gawk all you need. I went home for a while after. The whole thing was an accident. One day I'm patching homesteads and caring for lone wolf pups, and the next I'm... well, here.
You? Leading an entire village? Huh. I'm impressed.
He's modest. He proved to be the leader Kragstead needed, and irreplaceable while I've helped take on more for Newt. A natural leader, our boy.
Stop.
I'm glad for you, Bram. Air would be proud. Counselor Ludo, that's a lot of paperwork for one Asura.
Couldn't get a single one of those old sacks to put down the gavel and at least try to make friends. Did send me with a giant pile of paperwork, though. That's what I'd like to call the Asuran hello. Nonsense, most of it. Cantha is revealed. And if not for copying Asuran ingenuity, they'd still be decades behind. But we can't hide in our labs.
If you want to lead, you have to get out in front.
I certainly do hope that you are correct.
I, Countess Anise, liaison to Queen Jenna of Kryta, call all representatives of the Tyrian Alliance to council. Please, to your places. We've quite a bit to cover. First and foremost, the Pact and Orders send their regards. Structural changes have them occupied. But with that aside, the founding members have come prepared with opening statements. Affirmations of why we're here. As our mutually elected emissary, Commander, would you like to determine the order of operations?
What qualifies me to make that call?
You've had a hand in just about everything Tyria has endured since the retaking of Claw Island. We approve.
I imagine the Pale Mother supports this notion.
Sure, have at it.
I am Firstborn Dagonet. Kaith and I have ventured from the Grove to represent the Sylvari. The pale tree sends her regards. Her healing has been a slow process, but her spirits remain bright and focused on our growth. Our people experienced a deep wound when Mordremoth rose and fell. As a people, we have many questions about where we come from, what purpose we serve following the Elder Dragon's death. Who are we as a society? Many have decided to leave our home in search of these answers. Finding direction and purpose, that is our focus. As the pale tree heals, so do the rest of us.
Krisha, Imperator of the Blood Legion and elected representation from the Char. I'd be lying if I said tensions weren't high at the Citadel. With Bangar's trial nearing, another civil war isn't impossible. Even behind bars, Bangar commands respect from his most loyal. Although weakened, the Dominion is still a threat. However, the Imperators are mostly aligned. Imperator Malice of the Ash Legion joins me today in support. Ephraim sends his. You may have heard the whispers, but there are calls for another Con-Ur to rise. The Imperators don't disagree. But the Trial of Embers will wait until we've decided Bangar's fate. That is our first priority.
Counselor Ludo of the Arcane Council. I'll keep it brief. As you can observe, I am the only present representative from the Council. We are experiencing growing pains. Cantha's prowess threw us for a loop. I may be alone in this thinking, but about damn time. For a long while, the Council has lazily relied on Asuran Magitech superiority. We've become complacent, our research secondary. I, and a few others, have been advocating for a more productive integration into the global sector. No disrespect intended, but Cantha's advancements on our designs, well, frankly, it's insulting. Our knowledge is still unmatched.
An interesting choice of words. Know that I enjoy competition. In fact, I encourage it.
As do I. My first significant motion on the Arcane Council has been to eliminate any restrictions on admittance into the Asuran colleges. Our next focus will be on global equitable information exchange. That's all. For now.
I am Scotty, son of Newt Whitebear. Sends his best. Old man just can't say no to a good brawl. Expected to heal just fine. Just as our people are healing. Unsure of how to approach the spirits. How we can help them. If we can help them.
The Sylvari share in your pain. The pale tree. That's been a process.
Aye. Looking ahead has been our focus. Our scouting parties have returned to the far north to explore the villages and homesteads cut off from Holbrook for decades. We've also got eyes on the sons of Svanir. Rather, what remains of them. Most fell with Jormag. Those that remain, broken, lost. If we can offer any rehabilitation, we will. But we won't welcome more violence to Holbrook.
Esteemed leaders, I am thankful to have met a few of you before. Queen Jenna has made many of these introductions. For those of you I have not met, I am Empress Yin of Cantha. I was advised to send a liaison in my stead, but I wanted to show the face of the Empire. Cantha's integration into Tyrian politics has not been swift or easy. But it is considered our greatest priority in the wake of the Elder Dragon event. Our people are largely united in wanting, but like all nations, an underbelly of resistance remains. However, I want to pull us from the murk and into the light. Canthus technologies are vast, some might say superior. And I firmly believe that we offer something unique. And clearly share similar passions with our neighbors. Together, imagine what we could accomplish. While we are focused on diplomacy, we've had a secondary goal of enlisting archivists from across continents. Our libraries and history texts are woefully dated.
My queen.
Thank you all for your remarks. We gather on mutual ground as allies. For some, friends. We suffered the Elder Dragons. We saw a new Elona and Cantha. We've endured much. But now, Tyria has the promise of tomorrow. The last decade was cruel, but standing united today shows promise that my father only dreamt of. However, it is not on kind terms that we gather. The Alliance was formed as a reaction to a new threat. Almost a year ago now, demons attacked our villages and farmlands. Your cities and homes.
48 dead in the mountains. An entire village burned to the ground.
One attacked the grove.
2, just outside the gates of Rata Novus. They stank.
No casualties should be accepted. These attacks were calculated, I've heard. Our perpetrator? The Cryptus.
Cryptus?
And what exactly are these cryptis? Where did they come from?
The more pertinent question, how did the Queen discern this information?
Tone.
I've dealt with an Emperor's horde of petty banter, so I pivot. Queen Jenna, care to elaborate?
This information is as novel to me as it is to the Alliance.
I've heard rumors of your trustworthiness, Your Majesty.
No hyperbole until the Queen has spoken.
I have a question. This isn't a tavern brawl.
How does she know that?
I need to confer with the elders.
Enough!
Enough!
I see the triviality of Tyrian politics has not ceased its endless parade. Shall we have a mature discussion?
I'm not qualified to be.
Introducing representation from the Astral Ward. Iskarin.
Iskarin.
I apologize for my friend's theatrics.
And Frode, Warden of the Astral Ward.
What's going on, Jenna? Answers.
Queen. If you wish to leave with all your limbs intact.
Calm, all of you. And I thought the war bands needed babysitting. Frode, was it?
Indeed. Admittedly, I expected worse. Wayfinder, under duress as always.
Wayfinder. Ah. Should have known you had a leg in this race.
I'll try talking to them.
Okay, I'm done with the food. You I've never been able to pronounce the name of. Who is this Garen? What is this Garen? I've never seen one like him before. Is he the same as those Exalted who helped defend the Ares walls from Jormag? They both float. Scarin is a seer. Like the Exalted though, he's here to help. Settle those feathers. You're gonna be a little more tricky. I have a bad feeling about this. Who is he? Beings using such powerful and ancient magic have not historically boded well for the people of Eluna. This time, the ancient being is on our side. Scarin wants to help Tyria. The first time he showed up, I freaked out. I kept asking, "What are you doing here? Why are you here?" And then as the conversation went on, it's like, okay, change the questions to who managed to change your mind? And apparently it was just about everyone in the wizard court. Commander, who are these strangers barging in? I want answers, now, before my fists go looking for them. Calm, Scotty, they are friends. Hear them out, please. Oh boy, you. No, not the form. Actually, the forms. Okay, council, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. You won't. Cryptus, the Astral Ward, and the Seer. You knew about all this, and you didn't tell me? Who would I have been to burden you further? Aren't you up to your ears in paperwork? We have returned from the ads. Isgarn is a seer, is he not? Navan has shared much of her historical knowledge with me. I would not have expected that any seer still existed, let alone have one appear right in front of us. Only one left. If you know of them, then you'll know he's here as an ally. And you guys. Commodore. Okay, you guys are Lion Arch. Isgarin. I know that name from people of Garenhof, but what is going on? Kill? Call the Lion Guard. No need for Lion Guard. Isgarin and Frode come in peace. They'll explain. Commander, while I have certainly had my fair share of life-altering realizations, that's a mouthful. I'd still like to know what this is about. Should I be concerned? No need for concern, Dagonet. The Astral Ward have much to offer the Alliance. Okay, talk. Never mind.
Ready as they'll ever be. Get to the point.
They thrive on the brink of chaos.
Yeah, thank.
They've all endured enough trauma for a lifetime. Patience.
If we're measuring trauma in lifetimes, they wouldn't compare.
Thank you for allowing us the time to speak to you all today. I apologize for the dramatic entrance. Again, I am Frode of the Astral Ward.
Frode. I've heard that name.
The Ward has been cloaked in shadow for centuries, protecting you from threats unknown and unlike the Elder Dragons.
The Cryptus.
The source of our demon infestation, I take it?
Beings of the Mists who are no longer a problem. Not right now. Our Wayfinder, your commander, can speak to that.
I joined their fight. The Cryptus have been contained.
I wouldn't be surprised if some still attempted to breach our realm, but they aren't organized.
He speaks truth, as the commander can attest. Hesitant trust is advised. Isgarin revealed himself to me not long before he revealed himself to all of you.
The Cryptus are harbingers of what may come next. from the mists.
And you say they're no longer a threat, Wayfinder?
I've been to their realm myself. They've been stabilized.
When Su Won passed, Tyria's essence bled into the veil beyond, the mists. You are... we are no longer shielded by her power. Every eye turned toward us in that moment, and likely more. We glow brighter than we did before. Tyria is a unique world, coveted by those beyond.
To summarize, our demons are Cryptus, and you two, the Astral Ward, are some sort of secret organization that fights them?
Not just Cryptus, but any intruder from another realm. We've certainly faced other threats that were not born of Tyria. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner?
Or help us with the Elder Dragons.
I will answer all of your questions, but this is not the right venue.
I'm inclined to agree. Whatever this information is, I gather it's sensitive in nature.
I imagine the room needs a moment to reflect. Shall we pause and reconvene in smaller council?
After our councils have ended, I will speak with any of you. Whatever questions you may have, I will try to answer them.
Commander, with us. We'd like to continue the conversation.
So you've met before?
Anise introduced us. Their friendship was just as much a surprise to me.
We sought another ally ahead of the Forum. We've known it was time to reveal ourselves to the world. Figured this would be better than a more public spectacle.
That inclination isn't wrong. Why now, though?
The Cryptus may be controlled or contained, but my words should cause fear. Tyria is as blood in water.
And what exactly is attracted to that blood?
Any number of beasts and beings. I've no reason to think we're in imminent danger, but I suspect something draws closer.
And we all need to prepare. The Astral Ward is ready to help in any way we can. So you've numbers, then? Some. Fewer after the Cryptus. We bled on the edge of that blade.
What do you propose we do?
Focus on your affairs. We'll get nowhere without some degree of control. Your nations are fragile still. Heal. Nourish.
We'll be establishing pacts with our neighbors. I suggest you do the same.
Wise. On that subject, I'd like to offer some information on the Isle of Janthir.
Janthir. A storm looms over that place. Blood. That is not a territory I wish to cross.
I don't expect you to, but we may find more allies throughout those lands. The Lowland Coden.
My father spoke of them briefly. He left their territory untouched. Those are bonds I have not maintained.
I imagine there's more to this suggestion, Iskarin?
We should speak within thicker walls. Yes.
Wayfinder, I don't think anyone here would be better equipped to help form these bonds. You are not only a representative of the Astral Ward, but of Tyria. Look around this room. Take it in.
I could support that notion. Yes.
Utilize Moon Camp. It's only kicking up dust otherwise. We'll send ward to your aid. All your aid. The ward will establish a gateway between our outpost and the human city. With the Queen's blessing.
Blessing granted. I support this, and you, Commander. Now is the time to fortify. The Countess will meet you in Divinity's Reach.
What was your complaint?
My people have recently begun early exploration of Dislana. The dragon brand is weakening, all these years later. Dangerous place. Rampant with harpies. I don't see them helping us. Perhaps the Hecate?
I've only been to the ruins of Foreigner, parts of Korna. I should visit more of Alona. When you call Dislana dangerous, what do you mean?
You've been to the best tourist attractions, at least. You should visit. Dislana is taxing. Harpies are dominant, which makes it hostile territory. But my people used to hide in the mountains. We have records and rumors of temples, settlements. I don't know if anything waits for us there, but it's worth looking.
Sounds like the Greater North. Homesteads long displaced by Jormeg's storm. No telling if there are any survivors.
We defeat the Elder Dragons, and this is our reward. The scraps of what used to be.
Okay, wasn't that much interesting.
Look at them over there. Can I assume they're scheming?
No, Counselor. Assumptions are very often incorrect. We'll have plenty of time to ask our questions. And I have some for you, as we were tasked. Before the Arcane Council, my research says that you were the Dean of Statics.
I am the Dean of Statics. If I dedicated all of my time to the Council, my brain would melt and drip onto the floor.
Talented and busy. You remind me of my sister. Say, you and I should plan a visit. We're supposed to be making friends after all. I would love to host you in our labs. I'm very curious to see how they stand up to such a precise eye.
If they stand. I would love to give you my assessment, Empress. And I'm also happy to waive my consultation fees in good faith.
Good faith indeed. I see you two are getting along.
Surprisingly. Coding overloaded. Yeah, well, I have a 10-year computer. What did you expect? Over you. I'm not gonna read this out loud because I know I'm gonna mess the words up. So when you're able to, if you're watching in the VOD, pause. So which of you are from the Dominion? That has to be you. In that case.
I've witnessed cleaner executions.
Krisha, think I'm going with the commander to Janthir. I feel a professional pull. Have little intel on that location.
Autobots, roll out!
Or intriguing, at least.
Hi Jay, thank you for the
An
lurk.
imperator leaving her post to get her claws dirty. Care to steal my mate, too? Go. Be our eyes. I can cover for us.
I'll see you there, Commander. A worthy challenge. A fitting reward.
Yep. I did say I had done all of the that's not until later. Find a rail on the Tyrian Alliance reports. That I need to get up. Actually, probably wise to have it close to the event timer. Their story. Unknown territory is next. Not sure how I'm gonna pet the Warclaw, however. They don't want. Ah, okay, that's when I do it. Right. Go out here, and I think I'm going to Divinity's Reach next. Is that correct?
Good day.
Right, shoot. I need to do it like this. Reach it is. I need to start them up one by one.
Another.
Okay, now I can actually put them back. Sword and the wings. Now we woke up. You're a bit quicker.
Prompt, as expected. Welcome, Commander. The gateway is active. I've word that Malice will meet you there. Got a glimpse of the place myself. Frode gave the Queen a proper tour. He'll be expecting you too. Though, between friends, their definition of camp is sweet. I'm sure you'll be very comfortable.
Dramatics from the Astral Ward? Shocking.
You are quite adapted to them, aren't you? How are you feeling about the mission, then?
Ready for anything. Don't know what to expect, but I love an adventure. I live and breathe the outdoors. That we're meeting Coden? Well, let's just say we have a lot in common.
Diplomacy is a fine craft, Commander. And making allies requires an artisan. Oh, before you depart, do we prefer Wayfinder or Commander now?
For you? I don't know if you calling me anything but Commander would sound natural.
Old habits die hard, I suppose. Good luck.
I want the story. Doing the achievements anyway.
Wayfinder, the guest of honor. Welcome to Moon Camp. Vanak, if you don't remember. Fought with you against the Cryptus and Omnitas.
I've slept in worse homesteads. Whew, this is grand.
The Astral Ward? Subtle. Not a chance. Good to see you closer to ground, though. I volunteered to help with the integration. Long overdue that we got involved in Tyrian affairs. More publicly, that is. Got a few things to atone for.
Oh, Commander, Vanak was just giving us the lay of the land. Dangerous place, Janthir. Eager to scope it out.
I am as well. There's something about the atmosphere here that wilts my senses.
Are you following me? You're always welcome in my party, old friend.
On Dagonet's order, he didn't go into much detail about the Pale Tree's status. And perhaps it's not my place to say, but her recovery has been slower than we expected. Some days she seems weaker than the day before. We search for a remedy. The Astral Ward knows magic, and ancient magic at that. I'm hoping we can form a connection with you.
I do too, for what it's worth. And all help is good in these parts. Janthir is a nasty place to get lost. But before you touch ground, Vrode wanted to speak with you, Wayfinder. Seemed urgent enough to prioritize.
Right. I'll track him down.
You opened, right. Hey, old timer.
Have you gotten an ounce abreast?
Nope.
I used to be in charge of Moon Camp before Levente named me Warden.
If they pulled you from your sky post, this must be serious.
You know us well. It's true. The Lowland Coden will be fine allies of Queen Jenna and the Tyrian Alliance. That is no lie. They know these lands better than most. Janthir and the northern stretches are formidable. How much did you learn of Waiting Sorrow during your time in Omnitas?
Waiting Sorrow, your missing wizard? Not a lot. Besides the fact that she created the Heart of the Obscure.
Indeed. I've never met her, of course, as she's been missing since before Ascalon burned to the ground. This must stay between us, for now. But we suspect that she's hiding among the Coden.
You want me to find her?
It isn't a burden on your shoulders alone. The Ward is here to support in whatever way we can. But, yes, we need you to.
Is she dangerous?
She's very capable. For your own safety, expect resistance. I wish I knew more. Between us, Wayfinder, all conversation about her turns Isgarin more conspiratorial than usual.
Then I'll keep my guard up.
Good. For what it's worth, Dagda doesn't agree with him. She was also Waiting Sorrow's closest friend, so there's bias. But that's all I've got, so I'll leave you to it. Get to know the region. We'll set out in search of the Coden soon as well. They've been known to homestead along the delta and the coastline. They'll build for 100 or so years, then move. Unsure of their exact position, but I imagine we're close. We portaled Moon Camp here to avoid scaring the locals.
Probably more subtle than flying it over the bay. Good call.
Stalwart Hart pulled some research noting they're not especially keen on magic. A floating building may cause alarm. But, good luck. I'll be here to guide you as I can. Ward's busy with the reacclimation. It's going to be a long process.
How are things with the Ward?
Fine. Tense. Isgarin wanted to lock our doors and go back into hiding, but that's just not an option for us. We have 100 fractal inhabitants taking up residence in Omnitas, and I doubt they want to stay. They're sitting in a limbo of our making. And that's just one problem.
Are you going to get the Alliance involved? Probably a smart move.
I think we have to. Lear agrees. He strongly agrees. Iskaran's worried that the world will think us monsters, which is a fair fear, but our actions aren't above critique. I'm airing my angst. Suffered a few long nights, but we're moving in the right direction. Don't let me distract you.
Distract me all you want. Anything lore, I'm hooked. Proud, hate to report back with next to nothing, but most of our research on the Isles lived and died in Maban's head. Nisgarn has most of Maban's journals set aside for himself. I'll see if I can work on that. Most everything else is code or scrap. I did manage to pull some information on a village called Gavril. It's fixed, or was, somewhere in the southernmost isle. The single town record we have in the library is dated 1069 AE, after Exodus. You'll never guess whose name is on it, either. Sol D'Alessio. Doesn't that just brighten your day? We know how that story ended. Good riddance to the bastard. But it should make for an interesting excavation. At least this will be a fine opportunity to get hands-on with the area. First time in centuries the region wasn't explicitly under Bond's watch. Didn't even take me. I'll send you whatever else I can find, if I do. Galrath. P.S. Appreciate the desk work. Not eager to make new friends after the last months I've had. Sitting at a table for a few hours, reading some books, and then taking a long tea break is just what these bitter bones needed. Still don't understand what V and R means. I can slightly guess that B means born 1031. What A means is no clue. Rejoin allies outside.
Any brilliant insights from Frode, Commander? He and I
Lots.
caught up and talked about the Khotan. We're not exactly sure where they're settled today, but they're likely close. Astral Ward research also says that they're a little distrustful of magic. We'll want to keep that in mind.
Sounds like we've plenty to strive for, then. We should get moving. I don't know this region.
I'd recommend taking it slow. When we call Janthir treacherous, we mean it.
I think that was on the lower floor here. Yes, here we go.
That's a Valraven Talon. Nasty beast. The ward has little documentation, aside from a few first-hand accounts. When few travelers come through Janthir, stay away from them at all costs.
I can understand that. They are a pain to fight. I spend most of my days here in Janthir. mainly to like do a couple achievements or farm 1 or 2 tier 6 materials.
A lot of things come to Janthir to hide from the rest of Tyria. That's why the Mersat built Bava Nisos here. Though, that place is all ruins and storms now.
We get to see
Hard to get
Tomato!
close.
Pavanisos? What's that?
Former Mersat city. Fixed in the middle of the Isles. Been abandoned for a long time. Don't think I'd want to go anyway. Maban told me about it. Didn't sound all that hospitable. He went back from time to time. Memories, I imagine. Or guilt.
Middle of the Isles, he said. And I think someone said that they were built to the east. So it's either shift and right drag to draw on your map. So it's either here or somewhere here that the new map could be. But also it seems like the third map will have an expansion. Kinda like Bureau Marches and Drizzlewood. So what they did was releasing one part of the map in an update, and then the next part they released in a later update. Same thing here, so there's like 2 metas here. You have the south part, which ends here at the bridge. And at the time, before the northern part was released, all this was like a really bad snowstorm and everything was frozen. So when they released this part of the map, the storm had pulled back, resided, one of the 2 words, and it started a northern meta. And so far, I think, no wait, where is, so Nios. When Secrets of the Obscure was released, we had Skywatch completely unlocked and Omnitas completely unlocked. This was added in 3 separate updates. So you had the launch update, and then you had the story updates. So we had this half first, then we got the center, and lastly we got this area, Sacrios. And it's really cool that they're doing that type of update because it gives people time to like explore everything, memorize paths, and best places to farm. And work on a thing or 2. Instead of like the old version of expansions, like you got all maps unlocked and then you spent a week or 2 and completing it, and then it was like, okay, what do we do now? So this was the first expansion. This is the second. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think this counts. Whatever. So yeah, with 5 maps, there was actually a long time to go through it. There's Daslana. Okay. Okay, the thing isn't here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This was a separate. This is an area that appeared in Guild Wars 1. And I thought that they would like... When they opened up this area, also like bits and pieces, I thought they would like open up Green Turtle Highlands and Karen Peaks. Because I spent a lot of time on the wiki. And this was a place that had appeared. And then some people had wanted to explore Drowned Kyning and see if they could find old places between the two games. But then they announced that this was the last full expansion they would release. And then the rest would be like quarter updates. Lots of things change. But it gives people something to look forward to.
What can you tell us about the history of this place?
Oh, former home of the Mersat, and later the White Mantle. From my research, there's been very little activity in recent years.
Correct. Aside from the Kodan, only a few other groups have called it home. Some centaur tribes, trolls, creatures that keep to themselves. And the Isles are another story. I recommend you read up on it. A lot of blood has been spilled here.
Okay, apparently there were things on the upper floor.
How big is Janthir?
Huge. Practically in Kryta still. But the deltas are considered a part of the Isles due to their climate and flora. It stretches far to the north, running parallel to the northern Shiver Peaks, as far as modern maps are concerned. The Isles and Bay make up most of the occupied territory, with some coastal regions lining the mainland. There is even a small human outpost on the Isles, but it's long abandoned now. Don't know a lot about it.
Not a good place to be, then.
That's a cryptosax. I'd recognize it anywhere.
Yep. Moon Camp operated in the area during the attacks. Eparch's grunts were poking at something here. Never figured out what.
Given Janthir's history, I imagine there are any number of things a demon could be drawn to. Not especially inspiring, though.
Venture into the uncharted. Sure.
It's so quiet.
Reminds me of Drizzlewood. Abundant vegetation. I wonder how much of this is edible.
Only one way to find out. But where should we head to first?
Sounds like something to be determined by a wayfinder.
Change to.
Janthiri flora is fascinating. And probably very toxic.
Watch out for the cliff. Wouldn't make for a nice fall.
Never mind the cliff. Watch out!
There they are. Get over here.
That's how I do it.
I have not had gnomes. Hi, Quicken. Yeah, for this particular story step,
What were those things?
need to mark that.
Must be Valraven. Talons look just like the one Vinox showed us.
Where are you? I'm on territory. Sweet home, that's not yet. Home sweet home, that is also not yet. The rifle to capture War Claw after doing objective, feed Barb Vale's concoction to the yeah. Not completely yet.
It may be dangerous, but this place... it's stunning.
That's nature, always trying to kill you. But at least she looks good doing it. Where do you think this water leads?
Looking forward to some more fun tomorrow when the new stuff comes out. Yeah, that's why I'm replaying the story today, because I am thinking of streaming the new stuff. And I've been online for an hour. Yeah, maybe I can play through this quickly.
Goodness, look at you. This is a very old tree. Imagine the stories it could tell us. Standing tall and strong, protecting the smaller growth.
Eyes up, Keith.
Another ambush. I'm also playing this because I needed a memory refresh. This part I played in August when it released. And then the update back in November.
We should follow that stream, see where it leads.
Ward, I need assistance now! Alchemy! It won't calm!
Treacherous, eh?
Better check it out.
Was it? That was close.
Together, everyone!
What has them so riled up?
Right into a tree, of course.
Attacking on sites so close to a populated camp is concerning behavior.
Bet it has something to do with that distress call.
What do you think it's in the air? right, the trail. My bad.
Oh, claw marks.
And from quite a large beast, I imagine.
Footprints.
Footprints. And more claw marks. Chase them away from camp.
Blood. We better hurry.
Anyone! Help us! Come on!
Alright, kitty. Get over here.
Wayfinder!
That's how I do it. Might makes me right.
Just got up recently with the story and now working on finishing off masteries from the editor's bash. Oh, neat. It's going to be fun to have new masteries to work on. Because right now the max cap is 605.
Surrounded. Quickly.
Hi, Barb.
We're here to calm, not to kill. Maintain eye contact and be firm. The rest of you follow as we guide. The creature is vulnerable. Again, we don't seek to kill it unless absolutely necessary.
Who are you?
Outlander, use this salve. Breathe.
Who are you?
Curious garbs you wear. Perhaps something sturdier would do you better in these parts. Which of you is the leader?
Oh, would be me.
Commander.
How do I scratch your ear? Okay, not yet.
Look no further.
A child of bitter wind. You'll fare just fine here. I'd like to get to know you better. And so the claw would too. The sun is fading. Wherever you traveled from, our village is likely closer. Follow. We've got a fire for you to sit by.
Thank you. We'll follow. But who are you?
Barbed Veil. Come. You can help us lead the journeykin to safety. But we must move quickly, unless you want to lose yourself in the woods. Our nights have been far darker. The Valraven watch.
Journeykin? You mean that wild animal?
Fascinating beasts they are. Came to us from far away. They need protectors.
It's enraged again?
Stay calm. Help it release that energy, just like last time.
Might makes me right.
Oh, stop it.
Eat pain.
I told you, Outlander. The salve.
How do I scratch your ears? After running it.
Again, keep your voices stable. Help it relax.
Might makes me right. Now you suffer.
Use the salve.
We're your friends.
Good, good.
Starting to think that it's enjoying this.
It could be. Let it release that energy.
Might makes me right.
Eat pain. Again. The salve. Welcome.
And so close to camp. I was expecting a little more of a hike.
It's been a long while since we've let the outside in. Travelers avoid these lands, and for good reason. Not intentional isolation, that is. It isn't my story to tell, however, and we're nearing the pen. Here, Commander. Use this to calm the beast.
What is it?
Food.
Now I can.
Animals, especially feral ones, only know a life of hunting, fighting for their food. A kind interaction, And a gift is sometimes all it needs to learn trust.
And we go.
Return with more than another journeykin, Spearmaster.
More creatures lost in the wild.
A claw of the Coden that I've never heard of, huh?
Call me Stoic Older.
We found them in the forest, defending themselves against this one.
I'm glad you intervened before any lives were lost. Come, we should speak.
Okay, got that achievement. Thank God. So that was the expansion way of getting the Warclaw. I unlocked mine via how much did you cost again? I got mine via the World versus World. That's right. I just want the pingy thingy. Here. Mark this in and you can use the Warclaw in World versus World. And that is the only mount you can use. And what's the mastery? On path for her expansion, enter world map. Mount will now be usable in PvE. It's not unlock the PvE mastery track, which requires completing to unlock. Okay, so here. So I unlocked it via World versus, and when I unlocked it now, that was the mastery track and the abilities. I meant to do that, not send myself yeeting across the damn existence. Oh my god, they are cats. And then again, the face of them is like the size of a Maine Coon. But they're based off of Maine Coons, I think. So you had raptors, now you have that. Neat.
As a delegate of the Tyrian Alliance, it's good to meet you, Stoic Alder.
Sorry about the sword.
Interesting. I never thought Tyria capable. Clearly, we've plenty to discuss. Come. The village welcomes you.
I'll tend to our friend.
Are you gonna stop if I... Nope.
Thankfully, you've stumbled into the kindest alcove in Janthir.
Hello.
Seems we have visitors. Rather unexpected in our keep. Welcome the Tyrian Alliance.
Tyria has allied? Amusing joke you play, leader.
Your skepticism is understandable. But given the severity of recent threats, Tyria needed to act fast. And unitarily.
Threats? Surely the strangers do not walk among all lands.
If you mean the creatures attacking from mist portals, I'm afraid so. We call them cryptis.
Ah, mist portals. It's of the flesh stalkers that this alliance speaks. Yes. As foes, they proved fatal ones. Lives lost on your front as well, Jan.
I'm afraid so. And allying proved the viable solution, finally.
Fear can be a supreme unifier or divider, depending on how it is channeled. So, this is why you come to my hearth, with eyes carrying intention. A bid to join your alliance.
Who knows what other threats the mists might bring? Should that happen, we'll have strength in numbers.
I respect your good intentions, but need time to ponder its implications for our own. For now, that is my decision. At this time, I extend our visitors the opportunity to speak with our council members.
Why, hello there. Rai Lycan, humble lore master of the lowland. Long before our tribe came to inhabit Janthir, we hailed from a sanctuary far in the north. In those times, we were led by two honored Coden, a claw chosen by the people, Alder's role, same as his mother before him. Also, a voice. She was chosen by Koda himself to share in his mind, ultimately proving her worth by the trial of faith. A trial that would prove both to her detriment and the tribe's. Mid-trial, nearly crushed by the weight of madness, she fled. Some call it cowardice. I believe it was the will to survive that seized her from the brink of oblivion. The same will our claw channeled in the trial's aftermath. Rather than risk ruin, he led the tribe south, to Janthir. Given time, some Coden found themselves called back by the will of Koda, a call they followed to Or. The rest, our forebearers, remained. And it is here, free from gods, tried only by nature, that we find our sanctuary. Well, at least, that's the speech I've prepared for the Cubs' annual history visit. I fear it sounds a bit rehearsed.
Rehearse it all you want, buddy. I could listen to it for hours. Let's go with you. I'm Deft Lahar, Homestead Master. I oversee the building of all manner of things for our village. I don't know if he was the only one who spoke aloud. You can call me Soren Crest. I am the Master of Agriculture on this council. Whatever that means. I forgot to look it up. I am the council's hunting master, Vas Caldera.
Grazed by fire, Journeykin Master. Apologies. My thoughts are occupied by council matters at the moment. If you find yourself with time to pass, my apprentice Burning River is out tending the village Journeykin. Tell him to give you some lessons at my request. They're fine creatures. I suspect you'll make fast friends.
I don't remember where I've seen you before because I recognize your voice.
The role of Claw was taken, so I settled for a title more modest.
My son has some years before he claims such expertise, though his mind is sharp. Observing our council provides him practical education, instills discipline.
Poisero, son of Stoic Alder and Silken Weir. You?
Oh boy.
A wayfinder losing their way in our woods. And now Commander. That has a strong sound to it. But if you insist, lost your wayfinder.
Ah, seems our visitor also claims two names. We of the lowland drop formality with those we most respect. Right, Pokey?
Yes, Pa.
Way to put the cob in his place. My, aren't you a spry adventurer? Coming out all this way. Welcome.
Fading Aurora, village healing master.
Aurora and Barbed Veil, who you first ran into, are two of our newest to don the master title. Though, judging by their expertise, one would suspect them seasoned veterans of their respective crafts. Additionally, Aurora has fast proved an upstanding mentor for my son.
Currently working on the fundamentals of herbalism.
Save some praise for yourself, Alder. The previous Claw would be proud to see how well you're faring in the position.
The Claw Aurora speaks of was my mother. Feels both long ago and as recent as yesterday that she stood where I do now.
Though a few claw lengths shorter. By my coming of age, she barely made it to my shoulders. But her presence was grand enough to fill the room.
A true leader of Coden. Many have noted the resemblance. See a bit of her in you both. Wayfinder, you find yourself in good company. Hope you can make yourself at home here.
Leader, best we return to the planned agenda, pressing as it is.
Your concerns are sensible, graced by fire. Poised arrow, I'm afraid our discussion shall prove as stuffy to our guests as the air in this hall. Show them around.
But we've only just... A fine idea. Best they enjoy the weather while it holds. Meet me outside when you're set.
Alliance, I deem you welcome visitors, for the time being. Feel free to acquaint yourselves with our town. Fortunate for you, the embers of our summer season burn brightest. May your time here pass well.
They are so fluffy. Just don't get hugged by them. You will break like a twig. Right. Go out there. Now, did I need to... One is complete. Yeah, I need to start number 2. Diplomacy and discovery. Alright, Cub, where are you? There you are.
Here you have it, Harvest Den. Much to keep a newcomer occupied, especially this time of year. Have one last hurrah before the deep freeze sets in, then our time of torpor begins and things really slow down. So, enjoy the fun while it lasts.
Weren't you supposed to show us around?
A wayfinder needs no chaperone, yes? You seem the type who'd rather blaze your own trail. Your friends, the flora and feline, make themselves at home already. Besides, if you need me, I'll be right here. A friend of mine plans to take part in the dance circle. Poor beast dances like his feet are forged from ore, but I'll be cheering for him nonetheless.
Explore all we want. It was probably at this point that when I was free to move about the world, I unlocked every single section of the map before going to find Keith. Question is, were you...
How about a test of strength, Outlander? When my shield's up, see if you can break my defense.
This is a great place to farm XP if you don't want to run around the whole map just to look for an event. This is constantly looping, and it gives you a chance to try out your spearing skill. So this is like a trial thing. This is the combat version.
So you're a plant person? Can you make your own food? Do animals graze on you?
Making friends already, Keith?
Delightful, aren't they? What I love about children is their shamelessly charming lack of tact.
Willow, focus. We're training, not harassing newcomers.
But how pretty she is! I love her flowers best of all.
How sweet. These were a gift from a very dear friend. A dragon friend.
There's a dragon here as well?
I'm afraid we're on this adventure without her. She's resting. And she's more than earned it.
Something you have not, Willow. Back to your sets.
Could complete these with my eyes closed. Now this newcomer looks like a fine sparring match for you, Swift Rapids.
Never trained with spears before.
Really? Bet you'd take to it naturally. Talk to my sparring partner, Mists of Dawn. She'll help you get a feel for it. Most couldn't train in spears before they can talk. Though some prefer to exercise their jabbering jaws.
Thank you for letting us watch.
See, this thing constantly loops every 3 minutes. Right, I need to... Where are you? Damning hell! Oh, thank God. Where are you? Oh, what the hell? You were... Twilight. I can put you here. Okay, crisis averted. The spear's in place. Here to learn about the spear, eh, outsider? If you think you can handle it, you'll need to earn the right, just like any cub here. Like the cubs, huh? You must earn it. Fight, help out around the delta, and observe how others use the spear. In time, it will be yours. Once you have done this, return and show me your mastery against these targets. Way ahead of you. Back you are. How's the spear? But you feel good? If you need more practice, try these targets. Make enough progress, and maybe I'll pass a good word along to the claw. Okay, I have not used the spear in a while. I much prefer to use the longbow and greatsword. And I forgot to put the spear back before I started. That's why I panicked. Because I do think...
How about a test of strength, Outlander? When my shield's up, see if you can break my defense.
Oh. Crazy, but I ain't that crazy. Okay. Back to this.
Hey, Wayfinder. Janthir is wild terrain.
Up the Logan Codon by completing farming events. Sure. Can start off with my favorite. Lunchtime. Hi, Jay. I ate during the council part because that was mostly yapping and I didn't have to do anything. I ate the rest of the lasagna I heated up yesterday. You are way further up. Oops. I have a whole container of juice beside me. Because when it comes to Guild Wars, I can yap. Yap, 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 yap. What did you change that? So the thing with this game is, I have these on the functioning keys from, so this is like F1 and 2, F3 and 4, and that's the build. And then on 5 and 6, I have this build. But I keep forgetting that on OBS, those are my scene shortcuts. So F1 is starting soon. Pre-chat is on. You get the idea. Can I turn all of that off while the stream is ongoing? Loading hotkeys, please wait. Remove that. Oh, clear. Never mind. I think F9 and 10 can stay. That's stop and start. Console game is cleared. You need to clear. You did not have one. You don't have one. You guys, I definitely need to mute. Or remove. F7 and F8 were mute and unmute. And that's not gonna work while Guild Wars is running. I don't have a stream deck. So I have to do a lot of things manually in OBS. Such as muting or change scene and stuff. Hang on, I gotta check something. Okay, no. So yeah, now I should be able to use my Guild Wars keys without messing up the scenes again. Let's switch that. And then
Deftly handled.
find you. Nothing on this side. Try not to move too fast because the encoding is gonna have a fit. And I'm trying not to lag things too much. There's nothing over there. Not yet, at least. Got you. I can only burn what it's infected by bugs. I can't torch everything I see. This one is always tricky to see if it's part of the field. Cauliflower. I am so tired of eating that. How is the game volume, by the way? Are the voices okay? Is the music too loud? I can burn things to a crisp still. Whoops. I meant to... Where is it? Up that, but I can lower effects, because I don't care about the weapon sounds. Right. Infest crap. Taki. Hope they managed to fix the bug that was going on here. Sometimes you could run around for like 10 minutes and not get an infested crop to spawn up. So I had to like go and pick any of the other daily hard things you can do. So you have gardening, smithing, cooking. Can't... Actually, can I see them here? Yes, I can. Training. That was the fourth. Yeah, that's the forge. This is the food. And that's training. I always go gardening and food because those are the easiest. It'll tell you down in chat if or when you have reached the limit of the activity. Oh, that event is going on. But I'm not sure if it counts. It's right at the border of the green circle, so I'm not too sure if it counts towards it, but I can try.
A bit light this year, the harvest. Suppose the season's still young.
Friend of mine up north says the crop's growing in a bit.
Try with all the weeds first.
Sounds like they're getting hit with some mean storms. Doubt it's anything worth worrying about. Besides, we've got plenty stored for the deep freeze already.
No.
I should get started on that myself.
You want the
Cooking is
fruit,
last
not
thing
the
I'll feel
weeds.
like doing mid-torpor.
Here we go. Fruit, 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 and fruit. Where are you? Why are you moving all the way down here?
Just turning ripe. We actually got it.
It counts. Okay. Let's do the daily before the event, so I never knew it counted. Neat. Just gonna try not to. I can do that. I can actually drop it. Insectoid. Compost the weeds. Go grab the water jar. Fruit. The bees are fine. Shoot. Shoot indeed.
Quickly.
Hopefully that person is fast enough. Time left to turn in. Oh, thank God. Made it. I have fruit.
Thank you, friend. Saving my hide, you are.
I have never failed that event. I ain't gonna start now.
Oh, thank you, Outlander. The harvest would have been a disaster without your help.
The size from a
Before you take
record.
this opportunity to get some much-needed rest. You should do the same.
You just gotta taste the soil to know when
Come on.
it tastes
One time I don't want you to get stuck in a tree. Grab a fire stick. See if this has reset anywhere. It hasn't told me that this is done for a day, so somewhere. What have you? Nope.
Me hearty yo ho.
Thank you, Jay. Might as well adjust my seating because my tailbone's starting to hurt. Okay. Feet are on the ground and not on the extender. Have I checked out here? That's where they were hiding. Sorry, it says in yellow text. You have received your daily training limits of this activity. To continue training, try a different activity. It says here behind chat. Where is the chat in question? Like here. It says. So you can see when you have to change activity. Cooking time! So I think I only need to do the ones indoors. I don't have to run out.
Defense, then offense.
There's our little chef. Heard our stomachs rumbling, did you? The kitchen is in dire need of your finesse.
Yes, sir. Basilisk bowl. Put this over here. And what's one does is that you can run around and it doesn't go away. Now, where were the fish? Were they outside? Yes. My bad. I never know what happens if you go out of order, so I go always top to bottom. No. Here. Cauldron. Herbs. Those I know where they are. Eggs. Right in front of me. Cabbage! Your food. Ta-da!
Couldn't eat a bite more if they tried. The mightiest of compliments.
Malice were over there. Fastest to warp. I could use the mount, but I'm lazy. Are you right at the top? Oh, what are you doing up here again?
Nervous I am.
Commander, quietly.
Catching up on Coden affairs?
The only meeting worth attending is the one you're not invited to. Seems there's been discussion about those strangers the kid mentioned earlier. Also scouts and what I assume are journeykin, which kicked off some squabbling. Then something about Isles, and interestingly, Alliance, which led to more squabbling.
What do we have to do with any of this?
Still piecing that together. But now you see why espionage and diplomacy go together like Bover and steak and a cold ale.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you're enjoying this.
And Krisha's still trying to convince me that field work gets old after a while. Anyway, the Warclaw Master seems to be the one spearheading all this. She said to speak to her understudy, correct? Wouldn't hurt to see if you can get any info out of it. Something's definitely got them on edge. Our timing could be good or bad.
Outside, if I remember correctly.
And then, if the Valraven finds a corpse, it pecks its heart right out. Cub hearts are their favorite. If it eats one, it turns into a knight, drinking blood and channeling darkness and...
And this creature is from a children's tale?
Uh-huh. So we remember not to go to the cliffs alone. Brave you newcomers are. You go alone to all sorts of scary places us Coden never would. Like the bog.
Excuse me, I need to make a call to my superior!
You poor thing. You sounded like you had a heart attack and at the same time crapped your pants. Been through all the books. I don't think I have anything diplomacy and... No, might as well do this though. I voted yay the first time. Excuse me, I voted nay. Ugh. 20. 3, 4. And it wants me to do it. Ugh. You'll find out why I'm against it. Wrong way. It's over here.
Go on, shoot! You little scoundrels don't even like the taste of cabbages.
Look at them! Look at them! I have a kitty in a basket. I have a kitty in a basket.
Wonderful! They'll be snuggled up together in no time, thanks to you.
Yes, Guild Wars 2 version of Last Airbender cabbage. vendor. I think this is the second version now. There's one down in Sandswept. What were you called again? For that matter, where the hell are you? Sandswept Bites. Isles. I talk. Get over here. Come here. I'm playing a heavy class, so I'm not exactly quick. Have to rely on swiftness from others. Hey, come here.
Thank you, Outlander. He'll let them gnaw his house down before a stern word crosses his tongue.
I am sorry, Mist. Better my house than your cabbages, huh?
Hello, good sir. The journeykin has taken to you. That bond can grow even stronger. Why don't you put your new friend's nose to work and find me a missing cup? Youngins are naturally curious, which is not always a good thing. They'll wander far and wide. Then they lose their way back. Track it down, bring it here, and we'll see the state of your bond. We'll get nothing. Where are you? There you are. In town. What's up with the dots again? Ah, here. Oh, you're tracking? Ah. I always use the sky scale, so.
We should join the dance tonight, don't you think? I don't know. What if I trip? What if I trip and feel crazy?
Where are you, little one? Okay. Did not mean to find a cache. I meant to find a small child. Ha! There you are. Oh, more claw cub. Again, I had the impression that it was a Coden cub. it's a Warclaw cub.
Look at it. Look at it.
Oh yeah, I can use the... The fluffy nugget, good sir. And you are just about talking everything about the Warclaw. I've already gone through that.
What is it?
Straight to the matter. Wayfinders waste no time on windy hellos. Pleasantries be damned.
I see Malice has gotten you up to speed on our communications.
She gifted it to me to keep in touch. A neat device for sure.
So you waited for me to walk here, when you could have called me.
And forego a chat face to face? When you're a stone's throw away? Besides, I imagine it gets tiresome being always reachable. Surely one needs uninterrupted time with their thoughts. Speaking of life's interruptions, my paw requires a favor. Some small task for which he finds you fit. Said to meet him in the lower waterfalls at an old place of ours. Making my way over now. I'll see you there. By the way, I'd make haste if I were you. My paw values promptness. Lateness won't anger him, but it surely won't impress him. I speak not from experience.
Great. Thanks.
I heard things are going smoothly with the Lowlanders, Wayfinder. That's good. I'd love to talk. Probably best done in person.
Got a standing invitation with the Claw, so let's keep it quick. Might know about you-know-who.
I had to talk with Thrall first.
Ah, there you are. Tell me, how are the Lowland Coden?
They're a little skeptical, but welcoming. Some creature has them on edge.
My ward has reported the same, the good and the mysterious. Strangers pending. I'm glad it's going well. Now, as for your second mission, any sign of her?
Not yet. Though that Barbed Veil character definitely turned a few heads.
It's a journey, not a race. Haven't gotten much more out of Iskaran myself. I asked Dagda about her departure. Claims that it was a building reaction to the deaths of Voss and Akeem, former court members. Started isolating herself. She was detached from the rest of them, left a note before she fled. But that's all I've gotten so far.
A fitting
I'll let you
reward.
know if anything else kicks up. Before you head back to the village, Vanak wanted to speak with you about something. A couple rift sightings outside of Moon Camp. Probably good to stay on top of that.
Cryptus, you think?
Maybe not. Could be the strangers. But I bet the Coden would appreciate it. Could swing them to joining the Alliance.
You, I think, we're not talking anymore. He is Whee! Right below me. Hi.
Wayfinder, thanks for stopping by. Know you're busy, but I'd like your eyes on this one. Not sure how much Frode said, but we've had a few rift sightings in the area. Don't think it's Cryptus, but I'm not thrilled. That's something you can look into.
Of course.
What the?
Hi. Thanks.
Fury
Exactly what I needed.
I summon the power of Melandra.
Did I? I don't know.
Landslide. Reap the whirlwind.
And they want me to scan for another rift. Far away are you? Right over there. Suppose it's near the moon camp. I was mounted. Are you above or are you below? You're above. Shoot, I want that thing.
Nothing can bring me down.
Rip him up! A hunter! Glad you're here, I am. Thought Bard Vale was sending me on an easy hunt, just being a reindeer and all. Something's got this one all worked up. Need to tether it to your tourniquet like a salmon before you put it down.
Soften him up!
Borrow one of these nifty talkie boxes, so I'll throw my voice in your ear as you go. Get him, Hunter! Be brave!
Might makes me right.
We're heating
done. The spoils of battle.
Go back to the knock. It's gonna be a lot of running back and forth, but you get used to it eventually.
Huh. Definitely not Cryptus, but I'm not sure what they are. Thanks. I'll pass it up the chain.
What is going on up here? Oh! I did not even look what I had today. Oops. I'll do it a weekly after stream. Okay, that was... Right. In this expansion we got homesteads. And that is completely different from the homes you have in the player race cities. This is your own sweet little haven where you can craft stuff and decorate to like God freaking Sims 4. And I honestly haven't done crap in the open world version. Mainly because like, look at this. All this in the open world is decoration all to your heart's content. Have fun.
Wayfinder. Your punctuality is appreciated.
Sorry I'm late. The Astral Ward called me to check in on something.
A busy figure you must be. Don't worry. Pokey tells me of the positive impression you've made in town. He may seem adrift in his own world, but he's a keen observer. Takes after me in that regard. As you've proven rather neighborly, I've an offer to extend. This property on which you stand belongs to my family. In recent years, it's become unsuited to our needs. Rather than leave it in disrepair, I thought it might serve as a convenient home base during your stay. All I ask in return is that you tend to it. Admittedly, I've neglected my domestic responsibilities. Graciously, Pokey has tried to care for it on my behalf. But his pace of work has always been unhurried. Afraid he gets that from me as well. Have a look around then. See if the place suits you.
Don't think I have to repeat the... much.
Oh, Wayfinder arrives. I bet this is a change from your typical to-dos. 1 minute waging battle, the next relegated to chores. Oh, quite fortunate for us, though. This place has seen a lot, and so have we. Been intending to ask my friends for a hand with all this, but a riveting offer it is not. Sparring? Nah, come help Pokey Dust. That's where the true fun resides. Sometimes I sneak up here, try to get a little done myself, but take my time with things I do. Every so often I fall into a swift pace, but then I come across some remaining trinket of my mother's and, well, I understand why my pa rather keep his distance from this place.
I just remembered I have my own chores to fix. Eventually.
You found this here. This place is no longer home to me. But perhaps it can be for you. I have no need for it any longer. And I am certain it has none for me. An explanation is not owed, but it has been earned. This I made long ago for my mate. Silken Weir was her name. A small gift for bringing our little arrow into the world. As a cub, our son would paw at it and play when she held him. On one such occasion, I overheard her tell him, "One day, when you've grown strong and wise, like your paw, I'll make you this arrow's keeper. Then soar you shall, poised and unwavering.
Autobots, roll out!
Making all these years. Still, she makes me laugh. Like your paw.
Hi, Artrana.
When forever, it's been clear. The arrow of our lives, who I see more of in our son every day, was her. Then, Jormag came and went. And so did she. Sentimental as I am, I thought she wore this piece off to battle. But clearly now, I see why she left it. For no matter what fate would befall her, A promise to our son she'd keep. That she made sure of. When my son finds himself sickened by grief, I tell him, allow the feeling. Let it wash over you. For when the tide recedes, and it will, it weakens, till it has no power left with which to pull you. I tell him this while I stand ashore, with my own back turned to the sea.
Thought I could skip this part. Huh? There it is! My god. I'm gonna turn the page. Change page. Oh my god, how long is this thing? A little bit of the
Just a second more.
Jesus. A little bit of the bog story in it. It's a weekly.
Might makes me right.
Termite, the size of a small dog. Or a dog, actually. Where do you want the gun? Here. Okay, spamming one is enough.
Might makes me right.
Almost done.
What other? Oh my god, where is that? Here. Ah, okay. Yep, I'll see if I remember to find that.
The fury is mine.
Oh, you're the one I have to. Yes, you're the one I attack.
shaping up quite nicely. Though a bit of decoration would give it a true feeling of home. You'd be wise to speak with Deft Lahar, our homestead master. Decoration is one of the lowlands' finest traditions. Quite fond of it myself. I'll be happy to provide suggestions. Been told I have an eye for this sort of thing.
Think I will end up right where he's standing. Close enough. He's up above.
The winds of this Inca are fiercer. They're battering bridges faster than I'm able to repair them.
I don't know, it'll take this long. I would have spent last week. Going through the story as well.
Yeah?
Your leader sent me. I'm fixing up an old home of his.
So Ald's finally doing something about that place. Huh. And you're helping? Told him 1,000 times I'd help. But no, rather trust some half-witted meat slab. Well, tough. Every homesteader in town needs materials for their pet projects.
Who's there?
No one.
Talking to someone you are. My ears are far sharper than yours.
No one worth a bother.
Sure. You're just jealous. 3? Here it is. In the circle.
So long as dead shall fail to rise, that wicked queen bears no surprise. Listen close. Don't say a word. Now Raven alone know what you heard. Now close your eyes. Back to the bog. Just wait for dawn.
Balance was shattered before we started. It isn't worth our lives. Get back! Flee now!
Oh, I guess the bog event failed. Never heard a conversation where he failed. You off my ass. You are going after the champion. Nope, don't have time. Someone found that. Okay, Grumpy. Got my widow.
Huh? You did all that? Oh, that fast? Got work ethic, that I'll give you. What are you fixing to craft, exactly?
Well, the place could use pretty much everything.
That bad, huh? Start with the basics, then. How about a bed? Simple, practical, and if you screw it up, you won't have far to fall when the thing collapses. Now, I can give you instructions, but I can't build the damn thing for you. 'Tis the beauty of crafting. So try your hand. You get stuck, do like us lowland. Look around. No better builder than nature. Shapes, angles, patterns, all intentional, all ripe with purpose. Take birds' nests. Don't see the birds sleeping on slats of wood, huh? So you might want to follow suit. Lucky for you, best weaver in the town is right behind me. I'd still deem her best even if she weren't right behind me.
Wouldn't bet my last bit of thread on it. Here your bed's a bit bare. Nothing to fret over. There's plenty of patterns a novice could weave well enough. Know what you're thinking. How could such unwieldy paws weave so delicate a pattern? The trick is in the tips of the claws, perfect for detailed work. Some fine things come from places overlooked, Now let's see. Perhaps... Oh, I know just the one. Used in many a tradition. Consummation of mates, coming of age. Symbolizes new beginnings. Yes, she'll do right by you both. Best make haste now. Ald will be waiting on you. Wish him well for me.
And tell him he's hard-headed as they come about asking for help. But good on him for finally letting some light in.
Don't need to ask him. What was my shortcut for the door? Here. Shit. Oh, counted.
Hopefully Har was receptive to your interest in his craft. Or
Hi,
at
Sunshine.
least tolerant.
He was glad to hear you're getting the place in order.
Right. Did all of that. Just have to stand for the epic.
I have not seen this pattern in some time. You met Willow as well, then. Pokey, does that blanket look familiar?
We had one, yes? On your bed. You and Ma. Forgot all about that.
A gift from a dear friend. For two young lovers embarking upon a life together. Funny how life can sprout anew from seeds long buried. A fitting choice, Wayfinder. One of many to come, I'm sure. As you continue making this place yours, my only request is that you keep
Time to stretch.
the village close to heart. Any additions, minds,